Hello my friends, Retro2 here as always, and today I'm going to show you my top most valuable things in my collection. This challenge was sent to me by Retro Raider. Check out his channel, it's amazing. It's really soon. I'm going to start getting everything ready to show you guys what I'm going to talk about. So my friends, nothing else to say. Let's get it started, and I do give a little twist in my countdown. So my friends, let's check it out. So the little twist that I'm going to give on this top of my valuable items in my collection is this. I'm going to talk about 8-bit, then I'm going to talk about 16-bit, then I'm going to talk about items in consoles. Those are going to be my top 3 most valuable items in my collection. This is a free top 3 where we can talk about genres and stuff like we want to, and it's an opportunity to show some cool stuff that I got going. Yes, I'm going to talk about valuable games, and in my opinion, of course, and market wise they are too, and in the end I'm going to talk about some games that are more valuable in other reasons, for collection, for personal reasons. So nothing else to say, let's get this going. First genre I'm going to talk about is Master System. I'm going to start with Cheesy Cat Catastrophe with Speedy Gonzalez, Tech Toy, Portugal, complete in the box. Cool game, nobody talks about this game, it's excellent, and it's an expensive game nowadays. Another expensive game that's not really that awesome, but it is not that bad too, is Sonic Spinball by Tech Toy Portugal. Once again, cool game, not amazing, but hey, still cool. Now a game that is very common when it comes to Mega Drive, but very rare when it comes to Master System is Streets of Rage 2. Sincerely think Streets of Rage 1 on the Master System is better than 2, but hey, still can play, still can have fun. All exactly the same characters, exactly the same moves, same powers. Graphically, of course, it's a demake, of course. There's no choice, but it's still cool. You can play it. Still prefer playing Master System, Streets of Rage 1 on the Master System than 2. Now a game that have sealed in the box. Opened, it's expensive. Sealed, I only can imagine. It is Sapchulé, SOS Logo Pluida by Tech Toy. Pretty cool. Tech Toy Portugal, of course. And it's sealed. Really old sealed, you can see it's already opening, and this is an original seal. I already got that confirmed. It is excellent. And the last game I'm going to talk about Master System is a game that I found extra cheap and I just love it, and I always talk about this game when I talk about my top 5 Master System games, and it is Power Strike 2. Power Strike 2 is an excellent game. It's like playing a 16-bit game on an 8-bit console. It's amazing and looks and sounds great. Love this space shooter. I'm crazy about space shooters, just go crazy about them. Now going down to NES genre, I'm going to start with 2, that's going to count as 1 because they're both by Capcom, both number 2s in the collection, and Capcom really made great number 2s. So what can I say? And they are DuckTales 2 and Chip 'n Dale 2, pretty cool games. Not as good as both the first ones, Chip 'n Dale and DuckTales, but still great games. Another game, Indie Heat Paul B. It is expensive. Is it worth the money? Hell no. Is it fun? Sort of. It's a rip-off of Off-Road in my opinion, just changing it to Indy cars. It's expensive. Yes, it is. Is it worth the money? No. Did I get it extra cheap? Of course. I wouldn't go after it, of course. It was cool. Now a game that I got, I'm going to leave this one to the end. A game that I got from a friend a while ago at a price extra cool, now it's very expensive, is Gargoyles 2. Excellent game. Check it out, it's worth it. Another game that everybody knows and everybody talks about, and every collector has to show it if you have it, and hey, why not? It is a great game anyway. Little Samson. Pretty cool. Yes. And this game, actually, I left to the end. I have the box, I have the manual, but hey, I don't have it here right now, so why not just show it out as it is in the cart? It's over there, but I'm not going to go over and pick up the box in the manual right now. So, it is Volleyball Paul A from Mattel, and it is the Italian version. The box only says Gioco di. That means game of volleyball. And it only came out in Italy like this, so it is amazing, and I have it. Of course, it came in a lot. It was extra cheap, but it's a pretty cool game to have in your collection this shape. Now, the last 8-bit collection that I'm going to talk about is something that I've played since I was a kid, and in the last years I started collecting. I think taking out NES, it was the second collection that I started, and in the end I'm going to talk about a game that got that fever going. The first game I'm going to show is something I don't have a long time ago in my collection, but it's really cool. It is Muscle, Kuni Kuni. Love this game. Lots of memories. Is it a valuable game? No. These are, maybe I'm going to talk a little bit more by sentimental value, because it's hard getting Famicom games in Portugal extra valuable. True. Only if you buy them. Now, this is not the original game. This is a TV game card, but it's the original TV game card, just like the official one, and it is Crisis Force. Another 8-bit game that looks like a 16-bit game that plays amazing. Try to get your hands on this, my friends, even if it's a copy like this one, an old school pirate copy. Now, another game that I love by Capcom, it's Exit Eyes. Exit Eyes is just amazing. Cool basic shooter. And the last two games I'm going to talk about them together. Once again, maybe more nostalgia than valuable is Mappy and Mappyland. And these are the original Famicom cards once again, and I love them. So this is my number one, and as I said, these are the 8-bit games that I think that are valuable there in my collection at this point. Let's move on. So in second place on my countdown of genres of games that I like, I'm going to talk about my 16-bit games in my collection. I only collect Super Nintendo and Mega Drive, so this is going to be fast. I choose 5 of each, and let's get it started. So first game I'm going to talk about is Probotector. Love this game. Yes, it's valuable. Yes, I have more valuable games than this in my Mega Drive collection, but I think this is really worth it. So this is my first game that I'm going to talk about on when it comes to Mega Drive or Genesis. In this case, all these games are Mega Drive, but I do have some cool Genesis games in my collection too. Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist. Excellent beat 'em up. Love it. Now this one is a little bit more trickier to get. These two are Streets of Rage 3. Excellent game. Not as good as number 2, but still a great game. And a game that I love the hell out of. I got lucky enough to get it extra cheap. And it is Alien Soldier. Great game. Great game. Love playing this game. Still do. Hard as hell, but I love it. Now, the last number that I left at this countdown. Actually, I'm going to talk about 3 games. They're all in the same genre. And I just love them, and I'm going to count them as one, but they are 3 games. First one is Biohazard Battle. One of the first games I had in my collection. Mega Drive collection, of course. Gainug, excellent. And this was a friend that got me this at an excellent price. The Almighty Truxton. These I count as one because they're all space shooters and I love them. And these are my 5 choices for the Mega Drive. Now when it comes down to Super Nintendo, I got some cool stuff going too. First one I'm going to talk about is valuable sentimentally and is valuable because it is valuable and it's an excellent RPG. It is Soul Blazer. Nobody ever talks about this RPG. It is amazing. It is worth it. And this was when I started collecting for Super Nintendo and back in the day, and I bought a box of 34 games. And I'm going to talk about price. Why not? It was 30 euros. A box of 34 games, 30 euros. Back in the day, I don't remember, but it was like 8 or 9 years ago. You don't get deals like that anymore. Only if you're very lucky. And this game was inside. This and others, but man, this game was... My first RPG love was this. Even having Zeldas and all that, this was the first time I really played an RPG and said, yeah, RPGs are okay, and this I just love. Continuing. Batman and Robin. Great game. Love it. Completely different. Yeah, Konami always did that. It's completely different from the Mega Drive version. No, I do not have the Mega Drive version yet, but this one is excellent. Another game that came from that same box that came Soul Blazer, and I love it until this day and play the hell out of it, is Sunset Riders. So good. So simple and good. And now 2 games that I have in the box. This one maybe is more than common, but Jesus, does it deserve to be considered a valuable game? Yes, it does. Super Metroid. Excellent. And Turtles in Time. Turtles 4 on the Super Nintendo. Great games. And these are my top 5 of genre, top 2 16-bit games. Let's continue. So my friends, the last thing I'm going to talk about is consoles and stuff for those same consoles. One of those things that I have in my collection that was an amazing find and it's cool because it's a national thing and I really love it is my Master System 3 complete in the box. Oh, watch out because this is expensive. Yes, it is. And I got it at an excellent price. I love having this Master System 3 in my collection. I think it's cool and it's a national thing. So I just love it. I got lucky enough to get it back in the day when it was still cheap. Excellent. Add to my collection. Something that I got a while ago when I got all those Paul A games. I was talking about volleyball. Something that came too was this NES by Mattel, complete in the box. You can see the sticker Italy and Mattel. That is amazing, and it's complete in the box. NES Mattel. Is it extremely expensive? No. Is it rare and uncommon? Yes. So something else I'm going to talk about that is not extremely expensive, is not extremely rare, but it is uncommon, is this. I already talked about this a while ago and I got a lot of information from friends. Thank you all for helping me. And it is this duster cabinet where you put your NES inside and you can put the Atari 2. It works with Atari 2 and it's a cool way to have the console without getting dust. As soon as I get my new collection room one day, I'll put an NES inside of this and use it because I think it's excellent. And you can see it has a little sticker saying Nintendo. That is cool. So this is a great thing to have in my collection. Is it extremely expensive? No. But is it uncommon? Yes, it's very uncommon. And the last item that I want to talk about in this little top 3 of genres of stuff that I collect and I really like is this Score Master for the Super Nintendo. I love this. This is excellent. This works and plays brilliantly. I sold one to a friend. The jerk ended up selling it himself. Hey, it's up to him. I sold it extra cheap. Almost gave it to him. And the guy sold it and hey, it's his loss. Too bad for him. I still have mine. I'm going to keep mine in my collection and I love it. You don't see a lot of these around. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about is not even in this genre of valuable stuff, but it is valuable to me because it was these 2 games that kept me as a gamer back in the day and make me collect nowadays. First one is Super Mario 2. My grandfather took me to Toys to buy this game. Even if I sell my whole collection, I would never ever be able to sell this. Thank you, grandfather, wherever you are. Man, this is excellent. It's always going to be part of me. And a game that made me start collecting for a genre that I never thought I would. And it is TV games. AKA the original clones from back in the day. Not AliExpress stuff. Nothing against, but hey, not for me. And it is a TV game copy of Ninja Gaiden 2. Excellent, just like the original. Original TV games always have this, if they're not ripped off. And this is an original TV game. You can see by the weight and the size of the board, it's excellent. And this made me start collecting for a TV game and, in its way, Famicom. So these are games that are valuable for me sentimentally. So my friends, this was my top 3 of genres of valuable stuff that I have in my collection. I am going to send out the challenge to a friend of mine, a Portuguese fellow YouTuber, João Correia. Check out his video. I don't know if he's going to do the video in English or Portuguese, but he's still going to show cool stuff. So my friends, check it out. And João Correia, este desafio vai para ti, my friend. This challenge goes to you. So my friends, nothing else to say. Be well.